I'm Eric Russell. I am out and about with the cast of Bear, a pop opera here at Richmond Triangle Players. I'm going to sum this up in one word. Wow. Wow. I mean, made me cry. No spoilers, but bring handkerchiefs with you. I want to start with who you are, who you play in the show, and I'll start right here, work our way across. So who are you, and who do you play?
My name is Annie Holcher, and I play Diane.
Malin Ralphie, Zach.
Austin Tate, I play Matt. I'm Lucian Restivan, I play Lucas.
Zucus. I'm Ian Page, I play Peter.
Kim Fox, musical director.
I'm Hannah Zold, and I play Claire.
I'm Sam Jones, and I play Jason.
I'm Kelsey Cordray, and I play Nadia.
I'm Morgan Meadows, and I play Ivy. I'm Chloe Williams, and I play Sister Chantel.
I'm Manila Kane, and I play Rory.
Greg Smith, I play the priest.
Sasha Wakefield, and I play Kira.
I'm Joe Winters, and I play Alan.
I'm Tarni Kendall Hudson, and I play Tanya.
I'm Justin Emilio, and I'm the director and choreographer.
Woo! Woo! Yeah!
You all are amazing. This is a fantastic show. And in fact, it's an opera. It's a real American opera, pop music, very modern. Even this was written back in 2000. So it's almost 13 years ago this was set. But it's still, even though it's within a decade, it feels very current. But this is actually based on one of Shakespeare's plays, Romeo and Juliet. So I want your input. How does this show, Bear, a pop opera, parallel Romeo and Juliet? Oh, it's a simple question.
Short answer. Well, I guess I'll take it. So Romeo and Juliet was always sort of at its base about the love that dare not speak its name, basically, because these two families, societal pressures kept them apart. That's the parallel in Bear. Societal pressures and traditions are keeping our two star-crossed lovers away from each other.
Which would be Peter and Jason.
Yep.
There we go. So Peter and Jason, how are you two star-crossed lovers? How do y'all meet?
You want to take it?
We live together, we live in the same dorm, and just through that and through just questioning our own and questioning our sexuality and who we are, we kind of find each other in this cloud of questioning, and so that brings us together.
Because you're all kids boarding at a Catholic school.
Yes.
So you're pretty much like privileged kids, you're like modern princes and princesses of the era.
I know.
Ooh,
And your parents have shipped you off going, and somebody else is raising you. Just like
Always.
And you all have your own stories as well, because you are Jason's sister in the show. And my only question is, if they're both seniors, are they twins?
Yes.
Okay, good. Got that right. I made a note going, I learned something. I wasn't sure. Was she from another marriage? But, it's a modern family, same mother, different stepdads, I don't know. 9 months later, she's divorced, has another kid. All right. It could be. What are y'all's, because you all have different perspectives of this relationship. Some of you are kind of in the dark, some of you are not quite sure there, and I want to get to Mom real quick, because, you have this great long-distance relationship with your child going, hi, I'm your mom, and don't disappoint me, because, I'm busy. Can you talk about that real quick?
I check in with Peter all the time, and he calls me back once in a while, but we are very close. Peter's been my life since he was born, only about him. And as my marriage starts to crumble, and I see things not working out the way they should be working out in my mind of what my life is going to be like, I try to hold it together, but I always want the best for Peter, no matter what. So it's the process that she kind of has to go through.
Does she really hear him though sometimes? Because we're listening to conversations, it's almost like it's a one-sided, mother's busy, she's not really
She's listening, she wants to, she hears what she wants to hear. And so she has to hear what she has to hear. And then, she's there for Peter though.
So there's almost a little bit dynamic between your two characters as the roommates as well, because you really don't like her.
No.
You really don't like her. But on the other hand, you're this very vulnerable character because you have some amazing songs. I love the one. Hang on, I made a note. Plain Jane Badass. The song title along going, I want to hear this song. It just sounds good. And you deliver this hurt. You know, you want to be this pretty girl. You want people to notice you for being you. And you take it on her.
Exactly. Well, I think the backstory that we established is that we were really good friends in middle school.
Okay.
And you know how there a lot of times you have like that one person in your life who you're really good friends with, and then you hit high school and it's all different. And you're in a different crowd and you suddenly hate each other. I feel like that's what we kind of established for ourselves. And I also established that maybe between 8th grade and 9th grade is when I put on like the weight, and maybe that is another thing that pushed us away from each other and something that made me hate her more. And he has had this long-term crush on her, and I have a huge crush on him, and it's just another reason.
It's almost like you're invisible.
Yeah.
I'm Jason's sister, and he's the popular kid, and you just happen to be Jason's sister. What I like is, one, you're all seniors in this production. And it's kind of like, that's that portal into adulthood. If you take some Shakespeare and stuff, we talk about Mab and all that, that Wonderland has ended. The fairy tale's over. And the illusion of youth kind of hits you up in the head going, oh, things don't always last forever. You know, we've lost this fairy tale life we've had. Your reactions. Who do you think really suffers the most, or does everyone recover from this? Who do you think the ultimate tragedy is?
I guess I'll just go ahead and answer that. I think Jason does a lot of growing up in the show, but not in the way that his relationship with Peter, or that Peter really wants him to. Peter, you know, at least from my perspective, really, really wants them to be together for a very long time and to consider going to the same school together, and just he wants them to be together. And Jason has all these conflicting emotions with, you know, his family and even a little bit with his religion towards the end of the show. And he realizes that this fairy tale has to come to an end.
Because you've got a great line from Ever After. It's time to wake up, Peter. Put away the fairy tale. The clock is striking midnight. Can't you hear? Not all tales have happy endings. We can't keep pretending. There's no such thing as heroes that are queer. And now back in 2000, of course, that was really a true statement. We didn't have a whole lot of really out gay role models. We had Will and Grace and stuff, but we didn't have... Well, before that, we always had Dr. Smith from Lost in Space, who was type of... Oh, William! We didn't have anything. And now we've got out athletes, we've got out actors, we've got out politicians. A lot's really happened, even with the last 13 years, and even the last few months. So your take on that, the rest of the cast take on that line as well. We talk about the fairy tale being over.
It goes entirely back to what I said before, that he's growing up and he has all these beliefs of what society has for him, you know, and he has a lot of pressure on him. He's valedictorian, he's the popular kid in school, and he does not want people in a Catholic boarding school knowing that he is having a gay relationship with somebody. So
Because he could lose everything.
And I don't want to spoil anything.
No spoilers, hang on. Let's see it.
But he would lose everything because of that.
Another song I pulled a quote from was One. At first I had a hero, I guess he couldn't stay, for took upon his trembling hand and led him far away.
Sorry, take off my clothes during that song.
Not listening.
He was my hero. He's the one that gave me the confidence to, like, when we're together, I can be who I want to be. I can be who I am. But without you, what am I? And that's kind of the deepest thing for him. Like, I don't know how to do anything without someone to support me, without somebody to be there with me.
So Kim, as the music director, you've got some majorly heavy songs who this cast has been tackling, and they tackled them extremely well.
Didn't they, though? They were amazing.
Saw you, Kim.
When you've got like songs such as One, Once Upon a Time, you know, This Girl, Voice, Cry, Voice, the sound, how did you have them approach the songs? Because you've got some people that are like really truly bearing their souls here.
Well, we start with the notes.
Always
Then the rhythms.
I mean, it sounds really silly, but you know, that's like the skeleton of the song. And then, what is your character going through at that moment? Why are you singing this song? What story are you going to tell?
How many people remember that first love that broke their heart from high school?
Oh God.
And there we all are. Yep. Because all date's gonna last forever. That's part of it. Some other great songs, which I absolutely just, I had to make notes on. Because I thought they're fantastic. Rolling. I'm sorry, I just love rolling. And really for all the wrong reasons, I'm going to admit that right now. It was like sitting in a faculty meeting once, they were going through drugs, and that's Special K, and that's ecstasy, and you're also like, why do I know this? Okay. That was, dude, fantastic.
Thank you.
Then we have a One Kiss, Plain Jane. Then 911 emergency. Yes. Can I tell you just how much fun I enjoyed with that? You were just Diana Ross as. Sorry, that might be a spoiler. That's fine. You guys own that, sell that, and your little bit with "She hasn't paid me." Just so much fun. But also your character, Sister Chantal. Really, she seems like she's almost worldly, and she's got this, her head on her shoulders, and she's got these kids figured out going, if you want this to be great, do it. Because that's your role. Talk us a little bit more of Sister Chantal.
Well, Sister Chantal, she loves these kids. She's been with these kids for a very long time. She just wants them to sing on pitch.
There we go.
But she loves these kids, and she knows what's going on. She sees things, and she hears things, and you know, knows the struggles that the kids are going through. And I think she represents maybe the one adult in the show that wants these kids to understand that they can be accepted, they should be accepted for who they are, and it's okay to be who you are. And I love you, God loves you, and now you need to love yourself.
Craig the Priest.
Good
Sorry. But you made, your character makes a statement, which I think resonates with a lot of people, when you go, don't question too much. And I think that's rather poignant, especially from the time period when we talk about people of faith and stuff. There's like, well, don't question too much. Greater minds than yours have.
Yes.
Let's talk about the priest here.
Yeah.
Is he kind of flying with blinders on here? His job is to run the school, and I don't see anything, and we don't talk about it. Or what's going on here?
Well, in my mind, the priest personifies the church in this show. Because he is towing the church line, the Catholic Church line. I mean, even to this day, I mean, yes, we have made many, many advances in our society, but still the Catholic Church is like, no, we will not accept homosexuality. And that's kind of where he comes down. He kind of serves as a foil to Sister Chantal, because he cares for these kids, but it's more about faith and more about teaching them the faith. This is how you live in the faith. And he totally ignores all these other things that they are doing, does not see it. Just, like you said, has blinders on.
He's not really likable.
Sorry. The opposite of Greg.
But let's jump in, because I liked some of your parts from your director's note, and I want to read a little bit of that. Because this show was very influential to you.
Yeah.
And
Growing up, yeah.
the parts I marked was, the very existence of the show helped me see that there was hope. If someone was writing, acting, singing about themes that paralleled my own, that meant A, there were more of me out there, and B, society was moving forward in some measurable way. And I think that's, anytime a show reaches us, but this one really was about, LGBT youth finding that first love and moving forward, which, even 13 years ago was still rough. Because this was still have high levels of suicide for teen youth. You know, we've got It Gets Better for Our projects and stuff. And how has some of that affected y'all just growing up in that time period? Because I know with our generation, you know, we came out of, I remember opening the paper and you would see the names of people that had been arrested and outed, and they would lose their jobs and homes. I was even teaching when it was not okay to be an out gay administrator teacher and caught lots of flack for it because I allowed gay students to go to proms together going, there's two students, they're going to prom, end of story. You guys have grown up in a different generation where there are more positive role models, but within the last couple of years, you know, what changes have you seen that affected you? You know, we just had the SCOTUS ruling about DOMA. Great Britain just passed gay marriage with the Queen's approval.
Yes.
Queen of the Queens, here we go.
Thank you, Queen.
You know, thank you. But for your generation, how have some of these things really affected you coming into the show and moving forward? These are big changes.
You go.
Well, just from my perspective, I was raised in a Christian household where like this is not allowed. So it was very interesting for me to be able to play a character like this where it's something my parents don't completely approve of. And that parallels in the show, exactly. So it kind of helped motivate me of like, I can break free of whatever I feel. It's who you are. It's not about what other people think. It's about who you are, who you want to be. And you got to listen to that.
From experience, I grew up in a Catholic household. I went to Catholic school for 15 years. And it was just, there was a time in high school where I started realizing my sexuality, and I was like, okay, I'm gay, but no, I can't be gay. I have to be straight, because that's like kind of what I had been told and taught, like gay people aren't good. And in high school especially, that was a really rough thing for me to deal with. I was always freaking out that people would like find out that I'm gay or anything like that. And then like slowly but surely I started coming out to a few friends and a few more friends, and it was okay. And by the time I reached my senior year, it was like we were all like getting ready to graduate, and like I got up the courage and I took a guy I was seeing to like this party that everyone was at, and they're like, "Oh, is that your boyfriend or whatever? That's really cool." I'm like, "Wait!"
I've been sweating the whole time, and okay.
But yeah, so I think that says a lot about, I guess, our society right now. That even like kids are being taught that it's okay and okay to accept other people.
I'm a little bit the opposite of Ian and Joe. That I was born and raised Catholic, but my family actually left the Catholic Church because of things very similar to what was going on, where they weren't very accepting of gays at all, and a few other things that were happening around that time. My parents always said, you know, if to me and my siblings, you know, if that's who you are, then that's how it is. And we've always been very accepting. Our high school this year, my little sister's a senior; she just graduated. They had a boy nominated for prom queen, and he won. So,
How has the show changed y'all? Because you can never do a show and not be changed by it.
Wow.
How have y'all been changed?
Can I take this one?
Go for it. It's like, my turn.
I think we all know that ultimately our job as actors is to convey a story. And I think really delving into the stories of each of these characters, because even you can see in the ensemble, each character is so incredibly deep. It has their own story, their own relationships, their own thing going on, every single character. And having to justify all these characters based on their choices, I know for me it's been a learning experience, because for my character it'd be so easy to label her A, when really she's B through Z. And I know we can say this about all these characters. We can't label all these people. They all want love. That's something they all have in common, regardless of gender or circumstances. All of them want to be loved, and that's something every person in the world can relate to. And ultimately, our job with this show is to convey that and show that and
make people first understand that loving yourself has to come first, so that reciprocating and feeling love can happen.
If the cast has to pick one song that sums up this entire show, what would it be? There we go.
Birthday Bitch.
Birthday Bitch, Wonderland.
No voice.
No voice.
It would have to have voice. And maybe one could be like a close second.
Yeah.
If you looked at it the right way, yeah, maybe, but definitely no voice.
What do you like about No Voice? What is it about that song that as a cast you really enjoy?
It is so powerful. I will never, this will stick with me forever. The rehearsal that we blocked the number for the first time. And after we did it, like, we just stood there, like, we hadn't added things at the end. And Justin sat us down at the end and told us how important the show was and how much we can change people's lives, and if we can save one person from doing what Jason did in the show, we have made a difference. And we ran it again, and the entire cast. Sorry, we can cut this out. But it was just so incredibly powerful, and I think each of us takes that with us every time we perform the song, and just really conveys the message that we want to.
As a director, what message do you want people to walk away with at the end of this production, at the end of the night? What do you want them to walk away with?
Love each other. Love is the most beautiful thing in this entire world, and it's the only thing that we have, or have any right to give, or receive, and taking care of each other with that love, taking care of this world, leaving it a better place by walking in our own truth. That's it.
I like that answer. This is love. It's love that is not talked about. It's unrequited love, loves that aren't necessarily acknowledged by the people in love. You know, the Bard wrote that years ago with Romeo and Juliet, and that same story still holds true today. You guys have a powerful, fantastic show. I'm tearing up again.
Cry. Stop it.
But I don't Stop. I just want to say, Bear, a pop opera. This is a must-see. I'm telling you, you must see this. You must.
No, really.
Right?
We'll love you.
They'll love you. The show runs through
August 17th.
Thank you. I was like, it's not like over here. August 17th. Tickets are available at ourtriangle.org. You guys again. Wow. Fantastic. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you.
I'm Eric Russell. I've been out and about with the cast of Bear, a pop opera, here at Richard Triangle Players. You never know where I'll turn up next, so tune in next time. See ya.
Bye.